welcome to Investing Insights. I'm Vivien Diniz. Here with me today is Ron MacDonald, Executive Chairman of American Vanadium. Ron, thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
Ron, in starting, can you just give us a little bit more about American Vanadium and tell us a little bit about the project?
Sure. American Vanadium is a Canadian-based company that has got a very unique, some would call it precious resource down in Nevada. We've got a property, which is a vanadium property, obviously, and just maybe about 25 kilometers, 30 kilometers outside of a well-known mining town, Eureka, Nevada. This deposit is, when I say it's rare or it's precious, it really is. We haven't seen vanadium exhibited like this anywhere else in the world. Usually vanadium is found in a hard rock or as a byproduct of uranium mining and things like that. This is unique because it has been weathered over millions of years into a shale. We've never seen it expressed like that anywhere else. But it also means it's extremely clean, and when you just break the shale, you can see the deposits of the vanadium in the cracks. So it's an extremely clean deposit. It is very simple to mine. I call it Fisher-Price mining because it's sort of like a hill of broken boulders, shales, and we are just going to have to scoop it up, take it down. Only 20% of it needs to be crushed, and that will be with a cone crusher. And then it goes on a heap leach acid pad, and 6 months later we produce vanadium. It is a very pure vanadium, so we're going to be a very low-cost producer globally, but because of its purity, it allows us to play into higher value markets other than the traditional, which would be steel.
That sounds good. So the Jibbing project in Nevada continues to make good progress, as you were saying. You recently submitted a plan of operations for this.
Yes.
Is this a significant step?
That's a very significant step. It means that we've dotted all the T's and crossed all the I's going forward. It starts a process with a timeline on it with the federal and state government to get us into permitting. So what it means is that in the last number of years we have worked hand in fist with the authorities, the federal authorities, because it's on federal lands in the states, addressing any of the environmental concerns that have come up with mitigation strategies, and that all goes together in a plan of operation, and that starts the clock ticking. So we're probably about 20 months out. Really happy. The Bureau of Land Management is really happy with us. It looks like we don't have any issues as we move forward. So the process, 18 to 20 months, and then we'll make that decision to raise the investment and build a mine.
So that's the direction you'll be taking this in 2013 and beyond?
Well, 2013 is a really important year for us because it's a year where we're going to transition the company from a pure mining stock or mining play over to a green tech energy company. And the reason that I say that is earlier on I had mentioned vanadium is primarily used for steel. And it is a steel strengthener. So, 0.5% in your steel batch of vanadium means you use 40% less iron ore and you get the same strength. It's been around for a very long time. You don't really need really pure vanadium. All the impurities get sort of boiled off in your first slag when you're making steel. But if you've got a really high quality pure vanadium, you can do a couple of things. You can play in the titanium alloy industry, which is very large in the United States, and you get a lot more per pound for it, but it's got to be very pure. And if you've got really high purity and you can produce it at a reasonable cost, you can actually be the leader in providing electrolyte to vanadium flow batteries, which is the emerging technology that will allow renewables to become economic globally.
Can you tell us a little bit about the latest in the vanadium battery market?
Well, we're pretty excited. As I told you earlier, we are the only commercial vanadium deposit in North America, and we'll probably be in that position for at least a dozen years. So we've got a unique advantage in that we don't really have any domestic competition, but we're in the biggest advantage because we have already press released that we have 99.99% purity. It's under 10 parts per million of any contaminant. That means that vanadium can be turned into an electrolyte, and that electrolyte will be used to make vanadium flow batteries work. Vanadium flow batteries have been around for 20 years. The unique thing about them is that they can fully charge and discharge almost infinitely. Vanadium, I don't want to get too complicated, but it's the only element that it doesn't compete with any other metals in the battery, so it never burns out. So if you have the pure vanadium electrolyte, it goes into the battery and it doesn't burn out, so you have a 20-plus year battery life. The biggest problem, however, is that although the technology is really, really is very productive. The problem is usually the cost of vanadium flow batteries is very high. So we've looked at this and said, well, we've got the vanadium. It is high purity. We've got a 15, 20-year supply of it. We're going to lease the vanadium into the battery. And by leasing the vanadium into the battery over a long period of time, it's like taking a royalty, we should be able to decrease the actual capital cost of the battery by 12 to 14%. That gives whoever's going to be our business partner an absolutely unique advantage in the marketplace. It gives our shareholders a very long period of time of high returns.
Well, it looks like things are shaping up really well then for American Vanadium.
Well, they are. We've got 2013 looks like it's going to be a very good year. 2012 was, even though it was a bad year for most mining stocks, it was a good one for us. So we're really looking forward to continuing to work, announcing at the appropriate time who our battery partner is, and hopefully to talk to you again at that point in time.
Yeah, most definitely. I look forward to it. Well, thank you very much, Ron, for joining me today.
My pleasure.
That was Ron MacDonald, Executive Chairman of American Vanadium. I'm Vivien Diniz for Investing Insights. Thank you for joining me.